and welcome to this video in which I'll be reacting to Estonia's song for Eurovision 2025, Espresso Macchiato by Tommy Cash.
A disclaimer. Israel shouldn't be allowed to participate at the Eurovision Song Contest 2025. The shortest and simplest reason being that I find the actions of the Israeli government to be abhorrent and their broadcaster isn't a separate entity. My reasons in their entirety, however, are numerous and too detailed for a disclaimer like this, but videos closely aligning with my point of view are listed in the description. I encourage you to watch those videos and do something. Further resources are added as and when they become relevant. I'll stop addressing this when it no longer needs to be addressed.
I am taking a very educated guess here, or an educated risk, and starting filming this video before he's even officially won Esti Laul, but he has won the jury vote, and I see no world in which Espresso Macchiato wins the jury vote and then doesn't win the super final that's 100% televote. That just does not seem possible to me. So I'm going to go ahead and assume that Tommy's won. He's been the fan favourite the entire season, so I really don't see any way in which this hasn't won. I did have the song third out of all the songs for Esti Laul. I'm still a little bit conflicted on the bad Italian used in the song. I don't know if it's annoying me or if it's sort of endearing and makes perfect sense for Eurovision. Can't really decide. Maybe the live performance will help me decide. Speaking of, I haven't been watching Esti Laul, so I don't know what it really looks like. However, it has been almost unavoidable on social media, so I have, unfortunately, sort of, for this reaction, gathered that it seems to be a mock performance, mocking Eurovision performances as a whole, which is interesting. Definitely a bold move. A little bit meta as well. Sort of love, love, peace, peace, but actually competing. And I don't know, I'm assuming more negative from what I've heard, in terms of more negative towards Eurovision than love, love, peace, peace was, but who knows? Robin, could you move slightly? You are just out of shot. But yeah, that's what I've heard the performance is, or seen clips of already, unfortunately. And I'm excited to see the full thing, so without further ado, let's react to the song now. Starting off with that melody that gets stuck in your head, the Italian hook. And he's actually drinking a coffee. Silhouette. Wow, that's a big arena for Esti Laul. That's impressive. Same as the music video, basically. The cup and his suit. Coffee cups on Euro notes, basically. I love Eurovision post-it. He also does seem to be starting a lot lower. Well, those are insane moves. Doesn't look real. It looks like he's CGI. I didn't know people could move like that. And his tie is obviously comically long. He gets another one. His voice is also a little more grating than I remember it being in the studio version. But I think that is kind of the point of this performance, and obviously the security guards joining in is hilarious if you don't know it's going to happen. Oh, getting the audience to yell depresso. And this is definitely a mocking part of the performance, him being lifted up and that dance. To be honest, you'd probably know the security guards are going to join in, because why else would be on stage? Them trying to follow his moves is actually funny, because he moves in unhuman ways. Yeah. That is also impressive. A throne of people. It does seem like the stage is a tiny bit empty despite everything they're doing, but obviously the LEDs are constantly changing. A sort of fake death drop or something. This is very entertaining, for sure. Okay, human car or something? It's just absurd, isn't it? There we go. The big question for me is his Eurovision staging going to be the same? Or does he have even crazier thoughts and ideas for that yet again? How lovely. Okay, that is a very fascinating performance, I'm not going to lie. Obviously. In a way, it's the most bog standard Eurovision performance you could have, but it's obviously subversive in terms of why am I explaining it? I think everyone understood it. But it's subversive in terms of this being seemingly all men, and usually these performances are done by women, or maybe a woman with a whole bunch of men, and also these dancers are dressed as security guards, which does make it more entertaining. Don't know what the exact meaning is behind them being dressed as security guards. I did initially think, does this have anything to do with Joost Klein, because they've obviously been seen together at Paris Fashion Week and interacted a few times, and Jere as well is in the audience, and he and Tommy Cash had Käärijä and Tommy Cash had a collaboration, It's Crazy It's Party, shortly after Käärijä was at Eurovision. I don't know why they're dressed as security guards. That is currently going over my head. Why security guards specifically? There could be other things you could have them dressed as that could be equally absurd for this. You could have them be, stage managers, for example, with clipboards. Don't know that they could hold him then, but that's one thing that they could be. They could all be camera operators and actually operating cameras. That could be fun. So why security guards specifically? I don't know. Truly beyond me. Maybe it was just a random choice or easy costume. I don't know. But definitely subversive in various ways. As I said in the reaction, his vocal seemed a little bit more grating to me in the part that's actually more singy, but I think that's part of it as well. I think that's just how this performance is meant to be. And he did sound pretty true to the studio version, to be fair to him. Like, the notes and stuff, and the timing. So, that is impressive. He is truly a very interesting artist. I have seen work of his that I honestly would have preferred not to see, but my curiosity got the better of me. So seeing him as a Eurovision artist is strange now, because some of his other stuff is extremely not family friendly, and Eurovision is meant to be a family show. But I also think the Eurovision stage is one of the craziest stages on earth for live shows, so it makes sense that he is making his way there. In terms of qualification, I think this is a no-brainer. Obviously this is going to qualify. That's not even a question. First semi-final, first half. Could this be the show opener? Depending on his staging, it could just about be edging out Like a Party for being the actual show opener. It also might not be, because if he becomes a favourite to win, the producers might want to put him as late as possible. What else have we got? Bird of Prey. How much time do we have left? Probably Roa for Iceland and Justina for Poland. Portugal is just going to be doing their own thing as always. So far one true ballad with Slovenia and a pretty up-tempo or energised, I guess, first half of the first semi-final. That is to Tommy's detriment, but also it's expected when the semi-finals are televote only. Everyone is vying for those televotes. I think this is gonna be one of the things that does qualify though, because how could it not? There's gonna be people who love the bad Italian and there's gonna be people who hate it, but they can't vote against a song. The best you can do is send votes to all of the other songs, and that's way less effective than sending all of your votes to one song. So, yeah, I think it's qualifying. I don't see a world in which this doesn't. And it would be a true shock, because based on those friendships, but also the vibes, he is carrying the torch of Käärijä and Joost Klein at Eurovision 2025, presumably. What can it do in the grand final? That is a question that I have more difficulty answering. He's put in his YouTube title, and I think on his Instagram and loads of places, Eurovision winner. And sure, that could just be a way to be provocative, to spark conversation. But the song overall is a little bit too low energy for how fun it is for me to see it as a potential winner right now. Maybe the staging in Basel will be very, very different and just totally elevated. Then I could see a path for this to win. But also, the televote friendliest songs are the ones that are going to be qualifying from the semi-finals to begin with. So they're going to be eating each other's points anyway in the final. So I don't know that it's definitely possible. Yes, he won the jury vote in Estonia. I don't know Estonia's system well enough to be able to tell you if there's an international jury or not, but is it because the jury knows him? He did also deliver a pretty good vocal, I'm not going to lie, and the staging was creative, so it's not an unjustified jury winner. But is the rest of Europe's jury gonna reward it with so many points? I don't think so. I don't see this being a Eurovision 2025 jury winner. That would be, quite frankly, a little bit absurd. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I don't see it right now. Coming top 5 with the jury, though, that's still difficult. Less improbable for him, though. And he does kind of need to be in the top 5 with the jury to win it all, really. Removing the question of a lot of televote-friendly songs, all in the grand final, fighting for votes. So, I'm not seeing it as a potential winner right now, but quite probable top 10. Maybe just about sliding into the top 5 for me. But as I say, I do know that Tommy Cash is, to me, almost more of a visual artist than a musician. I'm sorry if that's wrong. But that does mean that he could have something crazy planned for Basel, and that then it could definitely be a winner. To me, it'd be a surprise as of right now, as of him winning Eesti Laul. But I'm not crossing it out, because he does seem to have a lot of ideas for visual gags, visual metaphors and things like that. So it could still be possible, but I don't think it's very likely right now. Would be a very good result for Estonia though. They've won once, and I don't know how often they are in the top 10. Yeah, recently Estonia's been sort of in the mid-table. 20th, 8th, 13th, 20th, 8th, 7th, 20th, 6th, 24th. So generally quite a lot of mid-tables, all failing to qualify on 5 occasions in the last 15 years. So no results that are blowing anyone's socks off recently. I think he could be their best result in a long time. He could beat that 6th spot, but I don't think it's sure, because we do really need to see the stagings in Basel. And obviously it's going to be fun, it's going to be a fan favourite. I'm going to love hearing it at hopefully Eurovision in concert and stuff. Let's have a look immediately after his win how it's doing on my Eurovision scoreboard. It's not doing anything because I am too early. I'll add an insert once I've done editing where it's landed before I upload the video, obviously. Espresso Macchiato has entered my Eurovision scoreboard only in the 12th space. That is significantly lower than I was expecting. I didn't think it would dethrone Ich Komme, but I did think it would be higher up than 12th. I have now confirmed with my Eurovision scoreboard that I was right, that Tommy would win. So I know this video isn't redundant now. And those are all of my thoughts on Estonia's song for Eurovision 2025, Espresso Macchiato by Tommy Cash. But please do let me know what you think down in the comments below. Are you excited about this performance? Do you think his performance in Basel will be significantly different to his Eesti Laul performance? That's what I'd be betting on right now, because he does just seem to have a lot of ideas, so I imagine it will be pretty different. Let me know what you think down in the comments below though, and remember to literally like the video if you liked watching it, and share it with someone else you think might enjoy watching the video as well. If you'd like to, subscribe to the channel for more Eurovision 2025 and beyond content. But thank you ever so much just for watching the video itself though, that's a great help as it is. I really do hope that you enjoyed it, that got something out of it. I'll see you next one that shows up on your feed. Bye! Now. Nope. Yes. There's no sound. That's the issue. I'm so professional.